Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be sharing with you how to make this basket weave design. If this is your first time of stopping by, please don't forget to subscribe. So let's get right into the video. I already have my half basic bodies drafted out, so we're just going to start with the neckline. I took 2 inches from that point. On the midpoint I went down by 3 inches, and then on the side I just decided to connect it into the armhole. The shape of this totally depends on what you are trying to create. You can make yours straight or anyhow you want it. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. So I'm just going to connect the points like so, and the next thing we'll do is to cut out. So I'll just go in with my scissors and then cut this piece out. So after cutting it out, guys, this is how it looks. The next thing to do is to place it on a fresh pattern paper, and then you can go ahead to just pin this down so this doesn't move. So after pinning it down, carefully pin it down, and after you pin it down, the next thing we are going to do now is to add our allowance on this second piece. So I'll just take my tape rule and then I'll go in and add 1/2 inch on the shoulder line, and then just watch carefully to see the points I'm adding allowance to. I'll just add 1/2 inch allowance on the shoulder line on the lower part like so, as you can see me doing here, and then on the other shoulder line too I'll also add 1/2 inch and then I'll connect it. You can see the places I added 1/2 inch. So the next thing to do is to cut this out. You can just go ahead to trace it out first, then you go ahead to unpin your first piece and then cut what you have out. So guys, after cutting it out, this is how it looks. Next thing to do is to use your rule to draw your lines. You can decide to draw your lines anyhow you want it to be. For me, this is how I want mine. So my line spacing is about 1.5 inch. I'm just drawing a slant line and I'll draw this to the end of this piece. So just watch carefully how I am placing my rule and also drawing the line. Please guys, like I said, please don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. So this is how I ruled mine, as you can see. After rolling the lines, the next thing we are going to do is to go ahead to rule the other lines across. So for this part, just watch what I'm doing, guys. Like I said, you can decide to shape this anyhow you want. So I'm just going in to rule my lines, still leaving the 1.5 inch spacing. I will do this to the end of this piece. So you guys just watch carefully how I am ruling my lines, and also take your time. You don't have to rush this, okay? So you carefully rule like so. So after that, this is how it looks. You're just going to set this piece aside and then work on our straps. So for this I use width of 2 inches. Then you have to cut as many pieces so that it will go round. So I'll just fold in by half of an inch and then go ahead to sew this, as you can see me showing you in the video. After that, this is how it looks. So the next thing to do is just to take this to the sewing machine and then sew on that line. Just going to place each piece and sew on the line. So this is another way you can also turn your straps. You can just decide to fold it and then sew it in and then turn it inside out. So guys, this is how it looks after placing it. So the next thing to do is to go across with the straps and also sew on the other lines that we had drawn, like so, as you can see. So you guys, you can see our design is already coming out. So that is how you place it, and then I'll just go ahead to stitch this down and then show you guys how it looks. So guys, I'm done stitching down. This is the back and then this is the front. The next thing we are going to do is to bring our front piece and then we are just going to sew this on it. For the front piece, I also added 1/2 inch to the neckline for joining allowance. So I'll just go ahead to sew this down and then show you guys how it looks. Just carefully sew this. You can also pin this down if you want to. You can pin it down. So after sewing it, this is how it looks. The next thing I did was to bind my neckline using a piece of the fabric. Then I went ahead to use my lining to cover the raw edges. So this is how you are just going to place your lining and then sew it down. So guys, if you don't want to use a lining, you can also go ahead to use a bias tape to cover the raw edges. But for me, I used a lining for mine. So I just went ahead to sew the lining and then I went ahead to top stitch, and then this is how it looks. So the next thing to do is to carefully remove our paper. So guys, you just remove your paper as you can see me doing in the video. Carefully take out your paper, and then that is all for this. This is how it looks. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Bye.